Have you ever gotten partway through a course and discovered something about your students you wish you learned about sooner? We can talk about this today. My name is Llotzer, and this presentation is on the classroom technique called the background knowledge probe. This is for the PIDP 3230 course, and the information provided here is from the textbook from Angelo and Cross, unless I comment otherwise. By the end of this video, you will be able to know more about what this assessment technique is, when it can be used, the advantages and limitations, and how to use it following best practices, along with bringing it back to the student as feedback for their learning. Cornell University says, determining what students already know allows us to figure out knowledge gaps and misconceptions, be aware of diversity of backgrounds, and create a bridge from previous knowledge of what the students already know to the new course content. The Knowledge Probe is a quick, informal tool used for collecting information from students about their pre-existing knowledge on a particular subject, concept, or topic. The Background Knowledge Probe is where students can share their background with the class related to the course, subject matter, or field of study. It can also be used to help the instructor and students sort out their learning styles and preferred teaching strategies as another option for use. It can then be looked at by the instructor later to sort the results and then share with the students related to the learning process. This tool can be used in a variety of points in a class. The strategy works best when used at the start of a course, but it can also be used when introducing a new topic, unit, or lesson. It could be used for pre and post assessment to get baseline of what the students know and compare to how well they learned after instruction. How to use this tool? The instructor can create a few questions asking for short answers, multiple choice questions, or survey. It can also be done informally by raising hands in a paper format or as an online survey. It can be done in class as an individual or a group to rate or interview each other and share the results, or given ahead of time as an online survey before the course begins. This is a great tool for both instructor and student. It helps the instructor sort out the best starting point for a lesson. It is used to give feedback on how well prepared the group is, so instructors can alter accordingly, specifically to that group. In order to help engage students, it is good to sort out what they already know and what needs more attention. For students, it can help them identify what they already know about the topic that will be review for them and what is new to them that they will need to have to work harder. It gives students practice with communication and self-reflection. There are many advantages to using this tool. It is flexible and usable to any class size and can address specific or general topics. It helps instructors to make decisions on what to review and what parts are really new to the student. Helps instructors make decisions and think about things differently to adjust the course or the teaching strategies. It helps the instructor find out more about the communication skill level of the students and their learning style, and then lets the instructor start from a familiar place for the students. It can also help students find a link between what they know and what they are going to learn. It encourages self-assessment and self-monitoring for students' own learning. Like any tool, there are disadvantages that come with it. For students, it can cause anxiety, frustration, or stress related to the course content or in having to share what they already know or don't know. The interpretation of the results could end up giving the instructor the wrong impression, affecting how the lessons get altered. It also takes a bit of preparation and time during the class. Here are some best practices for this background knowledge probe. Vanderbilt says, It's important to tell students why this is being done and how the instructor will use the information, so students will provide more thoughtful answers and be more invested in the outcomes. Make sure you tell them it's not a test, not for marks, but for information to help make improvements in the class flow. Ask at least one question you know everyone can answer correctly and build up to the less familiar content. Use open-ended questions and specify how many sentences the answers should be. The instructor needs to have a think about the results and review them, share them with the class, and adjust the lesson plan as needed. There are various ways to review the answers. If doing after the class, one can divide the answers in 3 or 4 piles related to the degree of preparation for the topic, or a faster way is dividing the topics into how many are prepared and how many are not prepared. Share immediately in the class, at the next class, by email or discussion forums. When giving the results from the exercise, let the students know what will be review for them and what will be new information. As part of the feedback, acknowledge what the learners have already learned and their contributions. It is important to acknowledge the learners that have prepared. This concludes the classroom assessment technique, the background knowledge probe. Thanks for listening.